Okay, it is November the 14th, and this is Monday Night Live and the Destiny Unit training session. We have an amazing skincare class going on in the other room, and we're getting ready to do our live training right now, and we're going to be talking about working the business full circle. So I will be talking with Jackie and Cynthia here, and I'll be giving you some tips and some information as we go along, okay? All right, so when we are working the business full circle, okay, it starts with the leads and the referrals is where everything is going to start and stop. Okay, so like I was saying before, when you're new, the the referrals will be the first 30 names that your recruiter sits down and helps you go through your cell phone. You know, there might be people in your cell phone that you haven't called in years. You know, an old classmate, an old co-worker at a job that you used to work at that you were pretty friendly with. You know what I'm saying? Those kind of things. So you really truly do know more people than you think you know. So when you have a potential team member who comes to you and says, "Oh my gosh, I really am interested in doing this. I just don't know enough people," you know. Well, if they know one person, they know enough people, you know. Because if you think about it, that one person knows another person, and then that person knows another person, and it just keeps going and going and going from there. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So reassure her that meeting the right people is a skill, and Mary Kay is a skill based business. You don't have to come into it knowing everything, you don't have to come into it knowing a whole lot of people, you know, and you don't have to come into Mary Kay as a salesperson. Okay? You want to come into Mary Kay coachable, teachable, and trainable. You come in like that, everything else falls into place. So, getting back to the referrals or the leads, you always want to have a constant, fresh support or supply of leads, whether they come from facial boxes, whether they come from warm chatting, whether they come from the referrals at your parties. Always have a source of those leads coming to you. There are different events that go on around town, and they're always asking for a professional Mary Kay lady to be at one of those events. I get invitations for it all the time. You know, pick and choose. Take a partner. Take a team leader, team member with you. Go and do them. Some of them only cost maybe 20, $30. And you might get 5 or 6 new fresh leads out of it that starts a whole nother chain of referrals. Okay, so referrals is where it starts. Now, working it full circle goes like this. You book the appointment, you coach the appointment, you sell the product, okay? You book the follow-up appointment, and then you share the opportunity. So it's book, coach, book, and recruit. Okay? Now, that doesn't mean that there aren't going to be some exceptions. Okay? Because sometimes you catch a lady right at the right moment. She's been praying for something, she's been looking for something, and she probably didn't consider that it would be Mary Kay. But you know what? Mary Kay looks good to a lot of people for a lot of reasons, you know. So be prepared for that too, you know. But that's what I call an exception. And you don't build a solid, successful business in Mary Kay on exceptions. Okay? The rule is you book her, coach, sell, book, recruit. I promise you, if you follow those steps, even though it may think that it takes a long time to get through that process, um, it's kind of hard for a lady to consider becoming a consultant when she has never even had the product on her face. What if she doesn't like it? You know, what if, you understand what I'm saying? It's she can't speak from integrity about the product. And you really want somebody who can say, well, I don't know everything, but this is how it feels on my face. And I have normal to dry skin too. See what I'm saying? As opposed to saying, well, they say it's good. You get what I'm saying? And so that's where, so booking comes. Now, with booking, you want to make sure that you master the booking scripts. Get yourself comfortable learning scripts, a script for booking, a script for coaching, a script for selling, a script, a script, a script. Think about it like this. Have you ever watched the Academy Awards on TV? You know, those people get paid a lot of money to read scripts. You know, well, guess what? You'll get paid a lot of money for reading scripts too. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You know, why try to reinvent the wheel when the wheel is already turning? You know what I mean? So it comes from booking the appointment. So get comfortable with a script that fits your process. You know, your system of getting appointments on your daybook. So you have your referrals, you have your scripts. Now, the other part is plan your work and then work your plan. If you sit down to make phone calls and you haven't already identified what days you want to work on, what's going to happen is your business is going to work you. Okay? And at that point, you're going to be working kind of hard, especially if you work another JOB, right? But if you plan ahead and identify what days are going to be good for you to hold your appointments on, when you get ready to sit down and make your phone calls, you now are working your business as opposed to your business working you. Okay? Because now you're saying, okay, well, when are you available? Well, what if she tells you it's on a Thursday night and that's the same night you decided that you had promised the kids you're going to go out for pizza? Now your kids are looking at you like, well, Mama, you promised me you're going to take me out for pizza. Now you're going to go do Mary Kay. Now all of a sudden your kids aren't going to like Mary Kay too much. Same thing with the husband or the boyfriend or whatever you got going. You know what I'm saying? It becomes a negative thing. But plan ahead so that you can plan your work and work your plan. Okay, so now you have mastered booking. Okay, you're mastering getting them on the date book. But any appointment worth booking is worth coaching, right? So the last thing you want is to book the appointment and then it doesn't hold or she reschedules. And it's going to happen. It's going to happen because life is going to happen to all of us, you know. So, but you increase the chances of that appointment not holding when you have not coached it properly enough to make it worth her while to make sure the appointment holds. That makes sense? Mm-hmm. So any appointment worth having is worth coaching. Now, what does coaching sound like? Well, guess what? There's a script that goes with that too. Okay, and the script kind of goes along with, you know, her incentive for holding the appointment, the fact that she's helping you with something very important. Most women are very faithful in assisting somebody who's got a goal, you know. So if you're new and you're working on your first 30 faces for your Power Start pen or Power Start Plus or whatever you're working on, you have a goal, you know. If you're a seasoned consultant and you're working on building a team or going on Target for your car or going to New Orleans or wherever you're going, or you know, you're working on something. Now, even if there isn't a special promotion going on at the time, you should always be working on a portfolio. All right. Well, what does a portfolio look like? Well, guess what? Anytime the lookbook changes, that's the portfolio you're working on. So if it's in the season of the winter portfolio, you're working on the winter lookbook, you're working on the winter portfolio. Summer, holiday, spring, whatever the lookbook is, that's the portfolio that you're working on. And I will tell you, I have built 95 to 98% of my business working on a portfolio. You know, it will sharpen your skills. It will sharpen your presentation. It will sharpen your closing skills. It will sharpen every skill in your business by holding an appointment regularly. When you book an appointment and hold one at the beginning of the month and you don't have another one until the end of the month, you get rusty in between, right? So that's why when you're new, we encourage consultants to go ahead and schedule 8 appointments to hold at least 5 of them. Okay, at least 5 of them. Book 8 to hold 5. You'll hear that a lot. Life is going to happen. Things come up at the last minute, you know, and you want to make sure that you're holding enough appointments to satisfy why you're in Mary Kay to begin with. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not holding them close enough together, you're really not getting the rhythm that you want from your business. Does that make sense? Okay. So now we've covered coaching. Now, I'm giving you a broad spectrum of all of it, but as the weeks go forward, I'm going to help you break it down individually so that you can master each skill as it comes up. But you'll also find that same information on InTouch, okay, under the Silver Wings program, scripts and things like that. You can find it on our website. You know, there's lots and lots and lots of places to find what you need to get good at that skill. Okay, all right. Selling. Okay, we are not salespeople, true enough. Okay, but we do have a product that we sell. How do we really do that? You know, really and truly. Well, we do it one by building relationships. Okay, that's your number one priority is to build a relationship with that lady. Make her feel important. That's the number one thing that Mary Kay always encouraged us to do was to treat every lady that we came in contact with like she had a sign around her neck, make me feel important. You know, she's not going to care what you know until she knows how much you care. Because if she feels like you walking into that door with your eye on her pocketbook, she's gonna shut down on you and you can hang it up. You can hang it up. But then she will also respect any suggestions that you make about her skincare and about her glamour, right? Gift giving. Because she knows that you're not just trying to dig off into her pocketbook, you know? So that's where that selling really, really, truly comes from. You're selling you, really and truly, you're selling you. And once she knows that she can trust you, then she knows that, you know what, if she tells me her skin is dry, I'm going to say, well, you know what, I've got this product, and this product that I know works really, really well for that. And I would love for you to give it a try and tell me what you think. You see what I'm saying? She's apt to listen to that. All right. Now, here's another part, the follow up appointment. Oh boy, the follow up appointment. This is the appointment where you start to make connections between her and possibly the Mary Kay opportunity. Now, you'll probably hear some classes where they say, share the opportunity with everybody. Yeah, well, you might not want to do that. Honest truth. I'm not trying to be funny, and I'm not trying to go against the grain or anything. But just like you wouldn't invite everybody to your house, you might not want everybody on your team. Everybody was not meant to be Mary Kay Beauty Consultant. However, I say that, but you still, when you're new, you need the practice. You really truly need the practice. But when you sit down to interview someone, you want to interview someone who actually could be needed by the company as opposed to someone who needs the company. You know, in other words, you want to recruit the kind of lady who Mary Kay needs as opposed to someone who needs Mary Kay. Does that make sense? Because a lot of times we'll run into ladies, they don't have any money, they can't get no money, they're broke, busted, and disgusted. You know, and unless they're willing to work their way out of that situation, you're kind of stuck with what you got. You know, this is not the Salvation Army. This is not the Goodwill, and we're not social workers. You know, but we are the kind of business coach that ladies count on because of they know when you Mary Kay has the kind of reputation that they know quality when they see it. I walked into a place one time, and before the lady even saw my Mary Kay pen, she asked me, she said, do you sell Mary Kay? And I thought because it might have been because of makeup that I had on, but I really didn't have on that much makeup that day. And I told her, I said, as a matter of fact, I do. I said, have you ever tried it before? And I had said it before I even thought it. And she said she was a consultant and she was thinking about coming back into Mary Kay. I said, well, you should really think about it, and it's all about timing. And maybe the first time you did it, it wasn't the right time. But isn't it awesome that the door is always open for you? You know. And she said, I knew you were a Mary Kay lady as soon as you walked in the door. And I said, what made you? She said, it's just the way you walked, you smiled at everybody. It's like you were the mayor of Pensacola. It was kind of funny at first because I've been called that before. I used to walk around Cordova Mall with Pat, and people just regularly were my customers or friends of my customer or family, another one. and people know me by name. And it's like walking through the mall with American Pensacola. But it's cool. I mean, because I've been called worse. You know what I'm saying? Uh, and I'm hoping and praying that she did decide to come back. And I'm glad that just whatever little bit of time I spent with her that day was encouragement enough for her to give it, even to consider it again. I know this lady from Eve, you know, and that's what I'm talking about. Um, so that second appointment is probably the cinch pin, the cinch pin. The second appointment is where all the fluff and the fun comes from, right? That's when you get really heavy into the glamour and all of that good stuff. Now, here's the thing. Don't worry if you're not truly a glamour girl, okay? Because most ladies already know what they like and what they don't like, okay? And if you've already bonded with her and she's already on the skincare, pretty much all you have to do is let her just kind of play with the colors that she feels comfortable with and let her go home with it. Really and truly. And there are lots of tools inside the starter kit to help you with it. The cards, even, you remember paint by numbers when you were a kid? That's how they are. Just follow the numbers. I mean, it's not brain surgery or rocket science. It'll wash off. You know what I mean? But it's supposed to be fun. That's what that second appointment is all about. Fun, um, fellowship, connection. You know what I'm saying? That follow-up appointment. Now, the idea with that follow-up appointment is to share it with a couple of other ladies who will ultimately become skincare customers. Okay, so here's how it goes. You've had your first, the way I teach everybody to kind of get the momentum going is have one big party yourself. Could be your launch party or one of your first 8 parties, right? Because your other bookings will either come from previous bookings or from your original list of contacts, right? Then you have the ladies come over, you do the skincare on them, and I call dash out the door glamour. Dash out the door glamour to me is bronzer and lip gloss and mascara. That's what dash out the door, first appointment. But you go ahead and schedule the second appointment. Anyway, go ahead and schedule the second appointment. You schedule the second appointment because you want the opportunity to love on her some more, bond with her some more, help her find some colors that she feels comfortable with, and all that kind of fun stuff. But if she shares the appointment with some other ladies, they are going to get to do what she did at the first appointment, but she is going to get the glamour treatment. She's going to do eyeliner. She's going to do the 3 eyeshadows. She's going to learn smoky eyes. She's going to do whatever she wants to learn how to do. Okay? There's even tutorials on Mary Kay in Touch to teach you how to do some basic stuff. That's what the advanced color consultant designation is on In Touch. It helps you with some of that basic stuff. If you take that, it will help you with some of the skills that maybe you're not 100% comfortable with. I don't know about you, but I didn't come out of the womb knowing how to do eyebrows. I really didn't. So that helped me a lot. Okay. Now, go ahead.
When you said some of the ladies for their first appointment, they say the facials.
Yes, skincare.
Skincare.
On the first appointment, I recommend, I'm not saying always, I recommend on the first appointment to do the Ultimate Miracle set and dash out the door, which is bronzer, mascara, lip gloss. Then go ahead and schedule the follow-up appointment that she can share with 3 or 4 other friends, okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to show up to that appointment about 30 to 45 minutes early, okay? And then you do her because when you show up, she's already got her foundation on, okay? Because she went home with skincare the night before, right? So when you show up, she's got her skincare all the way up to her foundation on, and you go right into the color. Right from there. Right from there. Then when her friends show up, she's all dolled up. Now she can help you with her friends doing the skincare and the dash out the door for the first time, with the same opportunity for them to schedule their follow-up to do the same. And it keeps going and going. Now we're also going to do a huge skincare class here as well, so that you can actually see how to use the tools that you guys now have access to, okay, that I gave to you at the carriage house. Remember that? Because it's also going to give you an opportunity to incorporate some things that will help with your bottom line. You know, ladies are curious about stuff, they just don't know how to do it, you know, and that's what we're here to do. Okay. Now, during your first appointment, you play a lot of games to find out referrals. This is one of the suggestions that I use to get a lot of them. Okay. I play the name game. Okay. The name game has gotten a little bit, I call it an upgrade. The name game used to be, oh, just pull out your phone and, you know, the first person to get however many in this amount of time is the winner. Well, that's fine. But what I was finding out was that I was getting a lot of duds. You know, the grandma that's 95 years old and, you know, the auntie who doesn't have no teeth. You know, I'm just saying, you know. But at Fall Retreat, I learned that you can ask for something specific and put a contest behind it too. Like, for example, all right, ladies, the first person I want you to think of is someone who maybe just recently graduated from college and is looking for a new professional look. Maybe your first lady. Maybe, you know, in other words, kind of a higher quality of lady. Okay? And you can come up with whatever list you want. And the first person to fill all those slots is the winner. You know? Maybe your boss or somebody in your life that either needs or wants a makeover. You know, um, maybe a lady who just recently got married, or someone who just recently had a baby, or someone who just recently got a promotion, something like that. Sounds like a different quality of lady, doesn't it? Than just having her scroll through her phone and cousin May, who, you know, you understand what I'm saying, who sleeps in her house robe all day, you know, ain't really worried about going anywhere because she don't go nowhere. You know, you get what I'm saying. Okay, so that's the referral game. But here is the final part of the upgrade I was telling you about. When you finish the game, which takes place right in the middle of your skincare presentation, I let them know what my goal is that I'm working on. Currently, I'm working on earning my next car, blah, blah, blah. So I'm working on a portfolio to help me with my qualification. This is me talking, but you might be working on a portfolio, or you might be working on your very first Power Star. You may be working on your orientation phases. Whatever the goal is that you're working on, share that with them at that point. And so you'll say, so with that in mind, I decided to give away some stuff. Who likes a discount? And you literally, you raise your hand just like this. Who likes a discount? Right? Just about everybody at the table better raise their hand, otherwise you wasting your time. Okay? But I ask them that and get them engaged with me. Okay? Now, once they have all raised their hand and said, yeah, I like a discount. So let me tell you what I'm gonna do. I need your help. I'm going to ask that you text everybody on your list, this little special message. Because, of course, they wrote the name and number of all the ladies just a minute ago, right? And this is the text message I ask them to send their friends right there at the table, right then and there. This is the message that they're going to send. Hey, girl, this is, no, they're sending this message to their friend on the phone, right? The text message. Hey, I just helped my friend Myra with a beauty project, and I just recommended you. So when she calls you, you have to say yes. Okay? I just helped my friend Myra with a beauty project, and I just recommended you. So when she calls you, you have to say yes. Now, she can talk to her friend like that. You can't, right? So then I say, okay, well, I have a special little gift. Great opportunity to give away some of those little miniature hand creams you got. I have a little gift for the lady who gets the first two people to say yes. Okay? Now they're competing with each other at the table. You know, they already competed to see who can get the names filled in first. Now they're competing to see who can get two people to say yes. When they do, have them go ahead and put a little star mark next to their name on their profile card, so that when you get ready to make your phone calls, you're calling them first. Okay? All right.
I did this one.
Oh, you did? Can't wait to hear that, because I want to hear how it happened. All right. So what's fun about that is now you now have what? More leads,
Mhm.
right? The idea is for a consultant to have roughly between 40 and 50 new leads from somewhere every week to work with. Okay? 40 or 50. And here's why. I really want you to learn right now the rule of half. I think Cynthia may have heard me explain this before. The rule of half applies to everything that we do in Mary Kay. Everything. Half of the leads that you acquire in the week, you'll actually be able to make contact with. Okay? Does that make sense? So if you get 40 leads in 1 week, you'll probably make contact with at least 20 of them, right? Well, out of the 20 contacts that you made, probably 10 of them will book with you. See what I'm saying? Probably 10 of them will book with you. But here's the thing. Out of the 10 bookings that you just got, probably 5 of them will actually hold. So 40, 20, 10, 5. But I don't know about you, but I can handle 5 appointments in a week. Because keep in mind, the national average for a brand new consultant per party is roughly between $200 and $300 retail sales per party. And the per face is roughly between $65 and $75 brand new. Right? And you saw that already too. So even if you only did 5 faces times $70, let's just say $70. 5 times 7 is what, $350? That's not too bad. Not bad at all. And then 350 times 4 is roughly what, about 12, 13.75 in sales a month? That sound about right to you? I know my math might be a little off, but you get what I'm saying. Multiply 375 by 4, or 350 by 4, 1,400. So if you just sold 1,400 just by doing 5 faces a week, every week, all month long, then that just means your profit for the month is an extra $700. Now, what would an extra $700 do for your budget? Okay. Now we talked about the follow-up. Now let's talk about the final piece of the circle. Final piece of the circle is team building. Team building. Now, think about it like this. The national average for team building is for every 5 interviews that you do, one lady will say, basically 1 out of 5. So if you do 5 interviews, you're probably going to have probably 1 team member come out of it. Okay. So 1 out of 5. But here's what's fun about that. What if so you had 20 faces that you did in a month. What if you interviewed 20 ladies? That's possibly 4 new team members for you. That will put you, at Star Team Builder, possibly even team leader in 1 month. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. So that is working it full circle. So now you have booked your appointment. You got your leads. You booked your appointment. You coached it, made sure that it was holding. Okay. You held your appointment. You sold the product. You booked the follow-up. Played the name game in between. Okay. And now you've held the second appointment with her. Now she's seen you actually make money off of her friends, including her, and now she may possibly want to hear a little bit more from you about how you did all that, And even if she decides that, the Mary Kay opportunity isn't for her, she now knows what you're looking for. Okay, she now knows what you're looking for. Okay. All right. So now we're talking about team building. Team building. There are tools on every step of this whole process on InTouch and on our website. So make sure you check those out. First, I want to throw out find out any questions that you may have, because I want you, Jackie, to kind of share what your experience has been as our new consultant. Just to kind of get a perspective on as you've been going through this process, what's happened.
It's interesting.
And that's okay. We need real life, not,
Played the name game with the two ladies that I did facials on.
okay.
And I had them text and put asterisks
Uh-huh.
by the ones that were yes. And I also had them put asterisks, double asterisks by anyone that felt would be interested in becoming a consultant or someone who would be interested in doing what I do. And they were able to do that also. So now I'm at the point of my next step was following up with the leads that they gave me. Because I
Okay.
haven't called them yet.
You haven't
I
called
need
them
to
yet.
call them.
Okay.
So,
You don't want them to get cold.
right.
Because once they send that text message, they're kind of waiting on you.
Okay. So that's what I am.
I love
I
it.
need to call them tomorrow because I'm here tonight.
That makes sense. Okay. All right. One other question for you. When you started and you did your initial contact list because you're getting ready to have one of your launch parties, did you go ahead and book the 8 appointments, and did you fill them all in at one time, or did you fill in a few and then booked? How did that work for you?
No, just started sorting, trying to figure out what was best, depending on the number of people, because I wasn't sure. Some ladies only can come during the week, some only during the weekend.
Yeah.
On a Saturday. So that's where I am. That's why I'm thinking maybe 2 separate parties or.
Okay, so when you sat down with Tasha, you didn't identify 8 days that was going to be good for you.
Not yet. No,
Not
see,
yet.
we haven't met.
Okay.
We haven't met, and that's
Okay.
what we've got to do.
That's the part of the system that we're going to recreate.
Okay.
Because the idea is go ahead and set the dates, right? Set the dates. That way, when you get on the phone to start calling these ladies that you now have names to call,
Okay.
you know where to put them.
Okay, so I need to have a meeting with Tasha first.
Not necessarily, because what'll happen is, have you done practice faces already so far? So you probably have gotten some of your 8 already done. Because they don't have to be parties necessarily.
Oh,
We want to go for the party, right, Cynthia? We want to go for the party. But the idea is to get the practice going, get the juices flowing, Did you go through pretty much all the steps with these? See, that's what I'm saying. You've done fine. So,
See my mannequin challenge pose just then. See that?
we're recording over there.
I'm sorry.
So when you were doing the faces, when the sales, when you're doing the sales, what was your average, if you had to guess
sales amount?
per person, if you had to average it out
Oh, it was about 65.
per person? Yeah.
And it was just 2 ladies.
Yeah.
So one was 80 something, the other one was 40 something. So it averaged
Perfect.
out to about 60
Yeah.
something per.
So it still rings kind of true. All right. Now, if you had to guess, because I know you probably don't have it in front of you, about how many referrals do you think you have right now running from the 2 appointments and your initial list? How many do you think you have?
One lady gave me 9 with the asterisk, and then I had 3 with the asterisks, and then the other one was 3.
Okay, so
about
9.
12.
So about 12. Now, your initial one that you came up with by yourself, about how many was on that list? Were you able to get 30? Were you able to get 10? Were you able to get 15?
20 so far.
So 20 by yourself,
Mm-hmm.
12 with your 2 appointments that you just did. So now you're looking at 32. So you got your 30. Oh. And why did that happen? Because you didn't wait. You didn't wait. The idea is when your consultant comes on, go ahead and let her decide over the next 2 weeks what 8 dates that she can put an appointment on. One of those will probably be her lunch party, right? But she's going to probably run into somebody pretty quick. So go ahead and do a practice, even if you mess it up.
That's what
right?
I just,
Girl, the
They
first
kept
time I
wanting
did
to
one, I
come
put the
and I was like,
moisturizer
okay.
on as the cleanser and the cleanser on as, and she still bought it. You know, I mean, you can do everything wrong with the right attitude and it'll still work. But if you do it the other way around, I'm telling you, you can do it the other way around and nobody wants to even bother you, you know. So I just let them know, hey, I appreciate you letting me practice. You're the most beautiful guinea pig I've seen all week. You know what I mean? Because that's really and truly all it is. So I'm proud of you. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, Miss Cynthia, you're not off the hot seat. You're not off the hot seat. So I need you to do the same. Don't you love being on camera? All right, so do the same. Last week, when you think about the number of appointments that you've done, interviews, and referrals, tell me what your breakdown was as our senior consultant of the night.
Okay. One more time.
Yeah. How many faces would you say that you saw last week?
I saw about 4 faces.
4 faces. 4 faces. Okay. Now, out of those 4 faces, how many referrals do you think that you were able to cooperate from them? How many do you think they gave you?
I got about 20 referrals.
About 20 referrals. Yeah. It's about right.
Okay.
It's about right. Okay. Now, when you look at the sales from those 4 faces, about what was your average per face with them, if you had to guess? And keep in mind, some may be higher, some faces may be higher, some may be lower, but if you had to guess, what would be your
About
average?
75.
About 75.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So just a little bit more,
Uh-huh.
you know, a little bit more.
Yeah.
It's right on the money. It's right on the money. So think about it like this. The more you feed that bottom, the more blessings come out of the top. It's all about the referrals. If you walk away from an appointment without an appointment and without referrals, you left $100 on the table. Just think about that. You left $100 on the table. Even if you didn't sell a thing. Because I have done some appointments where I didn't sell anything, but in her referrals is where the blessing came.
Okay. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I'm encouraging tonight. So does that make sense? Working it full circle. If you promise me that you won't skip steps, skipping steps means you're working on exception. And I told you about what happens with the exceptions. If you work all the way around the circle, your team will be stronger because guess what? They'll do the same thing.
Okay.
You know, your customer base will be stronger because they bonded to you. They trust you. You know, and they'll think of you when they have that special event. They'll think of you when, you know, there's a change with their skin and they want to ask, you know, you understand what I mean? They'll come to you first. And when they walk into Dillard's and that lady from behind the MAC counter says, let me use your makeup, she'll say, oh, no, I have a beauty consultant that takes good care of me. Thank you, but no, thank you. You know, that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. And that's how you build a business. Now, this is being built for you. This is for you. You are building this for yourself. So why not make it beautiful? Make it strong, make it flourish, because it's only going to come back to you, you know, and what you put into it is what's going to come out of it. Does that make sense? All right. So, what I'm going to do now, sorry about the jumbling and jumping around, ladies. All right. So what I'm going to, yes, ma'am.
The 8 appointment.
Yes.
First you book the launch party, right?
No, in the 8,
In the
one
8,
of them
just
could be
put-
the launch
yes.
party. Because you
Okay.
can do more than one,
Okay.
you know. Now, traditionally in the past, and the question was, do you book the 8 parties after the launch party or what happened? And that used to be the case. That used to be the case. So you're right on the money with what we, but think about it like this, and you're kind of living proof of this. Before we even got to the launch party, she's running into ladies who want to try it right now.
Yeah.
You know, so why have her wait a week to do a face when somebody's standing right in front of her saying, hey, I want to try it right now?
Right.
So what I've done is I've kind of embraced what we learned, or the directors learned at Fall Retreat, is to go ahead and have the consultant, even before you start talking about inventory or whatever, go ahead and schedule your 8 dates that take place within the first 15 days of after you sign a beauty consultant agreement, even before your starter kit shows up, you know? because your recruiter has hers, you know, and she's going to be with you, you know, the first couple appointments anyway. So you and your recruiter, while you're still sitting there, go ahead and you and her come up with the first 8 dates. Then you and her go through your phone and come up with 30 names, you know, and go ahead and start scheduling them right now. Plug them in, you know. And what's fun about that, and I was telling you this earlier, what I find happens a lot of times is you might end up with a lot of facials, but if you schedule 2 or 3 facials at the same time, at the same place, guess what it is? It's a party. It's a party. You know, we've made the doggone thing too hard. And now you are working your business as opposed to your business working you know. And it helps me out so much being very active in church, caring for aging parents, caring for special needs children, caring for nieces who show up with nephews and eat chocolate cake. All, you know, you just never know. You know. Did your camera. You ready to teach your part in a minute? Okay. That's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about, you know. So now what I do is I literally sit down and identify what days I'm available to work. So I work my business around my family instead of working my family around a job.
Right.
You know, I don't have to go ask for time off. I don't have to do any of that kind of stuff, you know. And I can go and make a delivery and come home with a check for $127.
Right.
Like I did today.
Right.
Why? Because she uses Time Wise Repair and she's been a customer of mine forever and she trusts everything I say.
Okay.
Because I've been following her skin, just like like when you get a good hairdresser and she's helping you grow your hair out, you ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? You're not going anywhere. Your hair is growing and it's looking the way you wanted to look. Why would you go to Peggy Sue over there that is looking, you know, that her hair stays wrapped up all the time? You'll never see her hair. Does she even have any?
Yeah.
For real. You know, I mean, you know. I mean, you wouldn't go to a dentist and don't have no teeth. I know I would. But that's what's happening. So part of one of the things that I've been working on developing is the consistency of making your phone calls, getting your referrals, and doing that 1 hour of activity, total interrupt. I've talked about the consultant 4-hour plan. Cynthia, we probably talked about that before. It's a little bit before your time. But basically what it is you give, take 1 hour of dedicated time to booking your appointments. And to me, it's called a blitz. So if you open up your date book and you got snow blindness on there right now, because ain't nothing cooking, like you go into your prayer closet sometimes, you gotta go in the bathroom, close the door, whatever you need to do, get on the phone, and for 1 hour straight, totally uninterrupted, you know, take those referrals, take that date book that you already marked up, you know, with your availability, and just call. Have you ever seen that movie, The Pursuit of Happiness?
Mm-hmm.
Remember how he literally did not hang up the phone? I mean, it got that serious for me one time when I was trying to finish my car. I literally had the phone, I had my headset in my ears, and I literally I hung up and dialed the right number right behind it. So by the time it cleared, I was hitting send.
Okay.
And you just call, leave a message, call, leave a message, call, leave one right behind the other. Because here's what will happen. If you take, you can either do it by time or by contacts. You have to make it fit into your own schedule. What happens with me, it's different for me. If I have a good hour, I just keep calling until that hour is up.
Mm-hmm.
And some days I'll come out of there with a crazy number of appointments. But then other times I may only have 10, 15 minutes because, you know, there's some high demand stuff going on here in the house or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I can't be away for more than 15, 20 minutes. But I'll get in there 15, 20 minutes and blow it out. You know, leave a message, making confirmations, doing my coaching and all of that good stuff. But Samante has taken one of the skills that I've been working on, and I would love for her to share how you set it up, how you planned it, you know, as far as your time. When you got on the phone, what did you do? And then what the result was. Is that good?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I looked at my date book, and it was just like she said, it was just white. It was just times there where nobody was in it. So it is the holidays. I do have a goal that I'm trying to meet. I do want to continue with going into car qualification. However, my goal is the IQ. That's my biggest goal. Plus the BMW is better. And it's like this kind of suits my fancy. But in order to do that, I do know extra work needs to be put in. And I've been kind of laissez-faire, I guess, to say like, I'll make a call here and there, book a few, but then when you get into that, you're booking, but not all are holding, but you don't have enough books to consider. You can't blame them. You
Yeah.
gotta kind of blame
Yeah.
yourself. So what I did, as of today, is Mondays, beginning of the week. I did a few things online first. I have this donuts and catalog.
I saw that.
Yeah, which I was saying to change the picture because she thought it was just donuts. I was into cupcakes, but the picture looked cute, so that's what I changed.
We'll share that on Facebook so that you guys can see what she's talking about.
It was cute, so I picked
It was cute.
But now I'm getting detailed that I should change the picture to some other sweets. So that's why I like feedback. Yeah, I like feedback. But I did that.
Good looking out.
Dropped my son off at daycare right at 7 o'clock. I cleaned up and literally turned the TV off. I had music playing. I needed something. But I made sure there was nothing that would distract me after everything was done. There's no children. The house is clean. You don't have to go to work, and you don't have any appointments. Something should be done in the spare time.
Yeah.
So my son had a doctor's appointment today. What I did was, sadly, the 4 profile cards I had on my table who have not contacted none of these names on the back. None of them. But each of them had at least 4 to 6 names on the back of these cards, and they're just sitting on my table because I kept saying, I'm gonna sit them here and I'm gonna call when I have this amount of time. I'm gonna call after I do this. Once he's situated, then I'll do this. I just kept, it went from 1 card to 2 cards and 2 cards to 3 cards. Okay, I pick a few and then nothing happened. So I did kind of prolong it, but what I did was I moved them and I put them on the floor because I knew my mentality wasn't gonna want to pick them up. So when I picked them up, knowing I had to leave now, see something was gonna distract me, I went ahead and took all the names and put them on my list, which is the, does everyone have that list?
The contact list.
Yeah, with the 1 time, 2 time. And I put all the names and numbers and I blocked them off as to whose name was under whose referral. So it was like 5 names here, then I would put the lady who referred a name on the side and then block that off.
Somebody who does that.
You know, I learned from the best. And I blocked them off. And since I had them with me, I went picked up Maurice, got to the doctor's appointment. I had my bags with me. Always carry your cards in some type of goodie bag with you. And my first motivation was my son's pediatrician. I gave her her bag. I gave her the gift giving card. And her first words out of her mouth is, how have we been seeing each other this long? And I didn't know you were a consultant. I've been looking for someone to get. I didn't know.
She's she trusts me.
I believe it. But her saying that, and I've seen her this, really let me know, okay, you're slacking on some things. Obviously, she's a pediatrician. But got my son, that was my first motivation of the day. She said, bring her a catalog. I ran her a catalog. And when I got to my aunt's house, I made sure, because I knew my son would be taken care of. But I came here and she was straightened up. I said, T, I need to use your room for an hour. And I went back there and for an hour straight did nothing but make my call. Well, it was about 45 minutes. Was it an hour? Okay, somewhere. When you get lost in transit, I didn't have a number game. I had the time to do it. I couldn't say I didn't have the names. I had the names. I had the referral. I had my book, so I knew what times to block off.
You had your dates.
And out of 16 names, I got 10 bookings. And right at 45 minutes to an hour. Just from that time to myself. And literally just, I made sure how are you doing? And 2 of the ladies I've talked to before on that kind of calling and putting it down, but they just didn't know, and I didn't push like I should have to at least get something on the date book. But I remembered certain things of, how was such and such doing? And I know your mom was, but we had that connection. But just those little here and there, I have a beauty project and I would love for you to participate. They love that. I mean, because they felt, yeah, one thing nobody ever told me. I felt, they love it. They just love it. And once one was on the book, the next one. If she didn't answer, there was a boy. It just flowed. It just flowed. Now the easiest 45 minutes to an hour of my life, and I got 10 to 10, and now I have 5 more to do.
So what I thought would be kind of interesting is I'm going to show you what mine looks like. The call log is really very, very simple, and the premise behind it is if you're like me and stuff is everywhere, I have a tendency to do nothing. But then if I do, I have to straighten it up first. I have to get it straight first. I'm doing it, Cynthia. I have to get it all together. Everything. If you ever look at her brain book, have you ever seen her brain? It's beautiful. It's the most beautiful brain book I have ever seen. Leather bound. All the tabs are straight, same color.
I'm trying to get like this.
I'm gonna be grown. I'm gonna be grown one day. It's beautiful. It is beautiful. Mine looks a hot mess, but I'm gonna tell you something about mine.
She's working it.
Baby, when I tell you, I love it because when your date book look like right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you work in 2 states at the same time, it's beautiful. Sales.
And one of my girls is in Alabama.
Yeah. What about Alabama?
I have no clue. Mobile. She's in
Okay. Yep. And this week coming. I mean, you get the idea. So when you do the front work first, have your dates already established, have your call list, take them off the profile card. That's the most important thing. Take the names off the profile card and put it on your call sheet. And if you don't have a call sheet, I'll get you one. The call log helps you keep track of who you called, when you called, what the response was, and if you made an appointment with them, what the sales were, because a tracked number grows. And that's what she's talking about. That's what she's talking about. So I thought what would be kind of fun is I'm going to go ahead and make sure that all of the documents that we're talking about tonight get posted on our Facebook page, the website, and on Voxer. So if you have not downloaded Voxer to your phone, you are missing out on all the support material. I'm signing out for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and comment below on our YouTube page and let me know how you enjoyed this video, and let me know if there's anything that I can do to support you. Signing out from the executive suite here in Pensacola, Florida with the Destiny Unit, and can't wait to hear how you are making your success happen this week. Talk to you soon.